Islam, the current champion, Makhachev versus Dustin the Diamond. This is a great fight.
Dustin Poirier, I feel like his path to victory is obviously a KO. Do I feel like Islam is gonna understand that the threat is the stand-up and not engage as much? Yeah, absolutely.
Paulo Costa, we were very impressed with his last fight. Looked good, looked tanner, secret juice, doing bits with Nina Drama.
I think Paulo Costa is gonna win, dude.
Whoa! Sean, that wasn't me, that was Nick Dunn.
Killer
B. Nguyen won her fight.
She looked good from the highlights that I saw. Piecing up this young lady that she was fighting.
We all got punched by B, and damn, she got hands. And I'm saying, B, if you're watching this right now, don't forget who brought you to the dance. Welcome back to The Casuals. We are an MMA and combat sports show hosted by very casual fans. My name is Gilbert, and today is laundry day for me, as you can see, and that is Nick Dunn wearing all black.
All black.
Like a sexy man that he is.
It's just easier for me to come up with outfits.
Really?
I don't really have a sense of style.
Speaking of style, you saw Lion King?
Yeah.
And
I saw the Lion King at the Hollywood Bowl.
Kim and Kanye's daughter, I believe his name is Northwest. Very original name. She was in it. Was she good?
She wasn't that good.
And there we go, guys.
But she's also 10 years old.
There we go.
She's also a child. But the thing is,
let me tell you, are there 10-year-olds that can sing?
Absolutely.
There we go.
Absolutely. That are like, they practice singing and they do it a lot. But it was funny because when we were leaving the Hollywood Bowl, we did the shuttle for the first time. And the talk of the town wasn't anything Lion King. It was just about how bad Northwest was from the peoples. Because when you're exiting the Hollywood Bowl,
people chit chat.
Everyone's talking shit, and then random people will laugh like, "Yeah, she sucked." So it is kind of crazy to see everyone just dunking on this 10-year-old girl as we're leaving.
You know what?
It's kind of sad, but like they're also kind of like a little right.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about nepotism. I'm like, I'm fine with it. Look, if I become super famous and I want to put my friend Nick on, or John, or David who's actually not here right now because he's enjoying his life in Korea, but he'll be back here soon.
He's in the homeland. If
I want to be like, yo, I want to hire these guys to work on this TV show as the main actors, yeah, I want my friends to be on it.
Yeah.
But they better deliver, right?
That's true. But it's a tall order to ask.
It sucks for her because I'm sure she's like, I want to be in Lion King, and her parents are like, done.
She got stage presence. She looked confident.
What does that mean?
She looked confident up there.
Oh, is it the person that like is so confident like in karaoke but doesn't?
Yeah, like she was. I guess what people were saying was that she was a little pitchy. You know what I mean?
I love how you're different.
A little pitchy.
Northwest a little pitchy. That doesn't work nepotism is MMA. Because you can't be like Chael Sonnen or like Michael Bisping, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure he can get his son a contract, who's also a wrestler. I think he's like a state wrestler from high school, and now he's in college, a collegiate wrestler. But Michael Bisping,
pretty good base.
Cool, let's get a contract for this guy. But if he doesn't fucking win,
yeah. But you would imagine, like, if you have a son if your dad's a famous MMA fighter, he's gonna take you under their wing and make sure you do it right.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the case for Northwest. But she's only 10. She has a long way to go.
But you're 10 in Lion King at the Hollywood Bowl. There's 10-year-olds that are in single mom homes that have been singing with trauma that should have got that role. And that's what I want you to fight for that.
Well, we don't know about Northwest's trauma. She might.
You're right. There's a lot of trauma. I can just assume.
I'm sure there might be of like, we don't get a maid every day. I'm sure they do.
Shots fired.
Different strokes for different folks is what they say.
Who says that?
Family Matters.
There we go.
You know what I mean?
Speaking of Family Matters, let's do some fight recaps.
Yeah, let's just get into this.
Speaking of Family Matters, one of the best shows ever created. If you want to raise your kids without being there, just put on Family Matters. You learn a lot of life lessons there. I would say that and Boy Meets World. Those are the two things for me.
They don't make TV shows like that anymore.
No, you get Euphoria.
And that's why these kids are nuts. They're just doing Molly and a high school football game.
Yeah, it's different. Hey, it's different. We had Steve Urkel. Now we got
Have you seen
Sydney
Euphoria?
Sweeney's breast. That's the difference.
When I see Euphoria, I'm like, dude, I wasn't doing any of that stuff in high school.
I almost don't believe that's what's happening in high school, but then someone told me, no, that shit is actually happening in high school.
I believe it. I believe it.
I can't imagine.
I think things just elevate. But let's talk about fights and not talk about anything.
Let's talk about you being prom king in high school.
Dude, what the fuck?
You hate that, I know. Can you believe it, John? Prom king in high school.
Really?
It was a high school class of 7 people, so slim pickings.
Yeah, 7.
I was homeschooled. I went to Pasadena High School.
There you guys go. So guys, go up to Pasadena High School if you live in Los Angeles. Go to the alumni area and just put signs and be
If there is one.
Nick Dunn needs to be in the alumni. Let's start that right now.
Anyway, let's talk about fights.
Okay, recap. Okay, we have a big, we're going to talk about UFC 302, the big card with Dustin Poirier and Islam Makhachev. A lot of storylines, a lot of fun, a lot of predictions, a lot of storylines around that. But before that, we want to give a shout out to some recaps of the Misfits boxing.
Yeah.
Our girl,
Killer
B Nguyen, won her fight.
She looked good from the highlights that I saw.
Oh, yeah.
She looked like she was piecing up this young lady that she was fighting. I don't know who she was fighting.
I will say at the weigh-ins, B was also, selling the fight.
B got a mouthpiece on her, bro. She could talk some shit. I wouldn't want to fight her.
I don't know a Vietnamese person that doesn't have a mouthpiece on them.
Or that could fight.
Yeah, they all can scrap.
They all can scrap.
Okay, so
I don't know if that's racist, but I'm gonna say it.
They can all. No, they for sure can.
And Koreans too.
Yes, we're playing the highlights right now, and I'm watching it, and B. We all got punched by B, and she got hands.
Hard.
I know she's like her background is Muay Thai, and obviously MMA, but damn, she got hands.
But she's tough.
Yeah.
Like she's a gamer for sure.
And I'm saying, B, if you're watching this right now, don't forget who brought you to the dance.
So do you think
the casuals brought you to?
Okay, so when she was on the casuals,
Yeah.
right? David was trying to set up a fight
Yeah.
with Paige Van Zandt,
I hope that happens, bro.
right? And he was talking some shit for her. And now that they're fighting on the same card, do you think this is going to happen?
Do you think that was us?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because so Paige Van Zandt fought. I don't know who this woman.
Elle Brooks.
Elle Brooks.
Apparently, she's an OnlyFans lady.
Yeah, I kept seeing a lot of comments because I believe Paige got dropped in this fight.
She got stuck with a right cross early in the first round.
Yeah,
And sat her down. And everybody was like, "You're an how did you get dropped by amateur?" But Elle Brooks has had a couple of boxing fights.
and then watching Elle Brooks too, it's
She's
not
not
like
bad.
She doesn't know what she's doing. She can throw a punch. She's kind of a big girl too. She can throw.
She got good footwork.
Like, does she keep her chin up like that second ago? Yeah, she does. She fights like me, head up, hands down.
But for you to drop Paige Van Zandt, I think that's a feather in your cap.
Oh, for sure. But I will say, I think after that, I think Paige was kind of like, I'm going to beat this girl's ass.
Yeah.
Kind of a little loose with it, hands down. But after that, I feel like, Paige obviously came back and ended up being a draw.
I wonder how many seats they sold.
It seems kind of packed. I feel like Misfits is actually a pretty good product.
But look, you look at the crowd, you only see people in the first like 5 rows, and the rest pitch black.
Yeah, you know what?
So you think that's on purpose?
Oh, damn. Yeah, it's like, first of all,
Yeah, she dropped her pretty bad.
the way she looked at her,
Stuck
too,
her.
was like, wait, why did this happen, Nick? Why did this happen?
She was stepping in. She was about to throw a left hook, and then Elle just caught her with that cross down the pipe.
And the confidence not to celebrate made me a little nervous. I was like, shit, Paige, you better take this seriously.
But Paige took it well. She came back. She rallied, but apparently it was a split decision. No, a split draw.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or am I
split.
tripping?
Sorry, I'm used to calling it split decision. I don't know what a split draw is.
But it is. I think it does happen because it's 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Maybe because of I don't know how this scoring works. We all know that boxing scoring is a little funny.
Yeah.
And like you said, this is a DAZN Misfits card, so
So,
it's like they might have some leverage. Who knows?
Things can happen. But yeah, to your point, what you were saying is when we were on this podcast with Killer B Nguyen, Davey kept pressing for a Paige Van Zandt Killer B
Super fight.
At bare knuckle. But look, Misfits, it could happen at Misfits. We got literally Paige right here. I guess you can say she wins, or it's a draw, but she didn't lose. And then Killer B won, so
Dude, I think
you're welcome, Misfits. You're welcome from the casuals.
But also too is like, if I was Paige, and we talked about this before, it's like, please don't do bare knuckle.
Yeah.
Right? Her moneymaker is her face and her OnlyFans, right?
If David was here, he would have said her face and her booty hole.
And her booty hole.
I'm not saying that. I think you're more than that.
sounds like you're lying. It sounds like that wasn't
honestly,
genuine.
I'm used to more people talking here, so I felt like I sound like an idiot now. He got so quiet, John and Nick.
We all just were like, what the fuck are you saying? Quick Lion King reference.
Yeah, shout out to Northwest. Just keep following your dreams. Keep following.
Hey, maybe we'll see her in Misfits boxing one day.
Northwest.
Who knows, dude? They might do a child boxing fight.
Yeah, but
I sell tickets.
But yeah, Misfits. That's cool. Killer B won. Shout out to her. Hopefully they can get that super fight done. Paige Van Zandt, Killer B, and we can do the face off here at the Casuals.
That'd be great.
Oh man.
But I think that could be next for a Paige.
I mean, it makes the most sense, right?
Or they're gonna run it back with L, or maybe L Brooks versus Killer B.
Ooh,
that's a fun one. I think if I was either one of these ladies, I wouldn't want to fight Killer B.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
No.
Or they do kind of like ONE FC rules, like if it's Paige and Killer, you know what I want? Boxing, first round, Muay Thai, second round, third round, MMA, fourth round, OnlyFans.
What would that round entail?
It would just entail Paige just showing her website, and Killer B taking it up. She doesn't
have OnlyFans.
She doesn't have one. So
yeah, she can't compete.
Look, I'll win 3 rounds. Paige can have the last one.
Yeah.
Decision.
Strategy, okay. Strategy.
All right, yeah. So before we get into 302, I want to talk about some of the news that's been going on, because we haven't had an episode in a while where we just talk some MMA news. And something we have to address is Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is having a fight soon.
The end of June, 29th, I think.
International Fight Week, UFC 303, if I believe.
Yeah.
Correct. With Michael Chandler. And, some people say, he's training, he's losing weight.
He said he wasn't going to be drinking.
He was not going to be drinking.
Did you guys see that video of Conor McGregor, and he's doing like a talk with the guy from Mac Life?
Walk me through that, because I saw a live stream, but I didn't get to see what that whole thing. I heard he was calling people out like Usman.
Yeah, he was calling out Usman. He was saying Topuria.
Was he drunk?
I don't know. He could have been. I think he was drinking a little bit.
Okay.
He seemed like he could have been a little drunk. But he called he called Elio Topuria. He's like, this little retard. He called him a little retard.
But do it like the Cotter voice. You can't just say it with your voice.
How?
Do Dalton.
Dante. He's like, Topuria, he's a fucking retard. He's a little retard. I don't know if we can say that, but that's what he said. I was a quote.
No, your quote.
Quotes, direct quotes.
You're quoting.
It's just a funny little burn. And he was like, he reminds me of Artem Lobov, that little retard. He just kept calling him a retard. So it's like, yeah. And then he just starts going on talking shit about like, Usman, he said fuck him too. He just said stuff like that. So I think he's just taking shots. That's what we know. That's what we expect from Conor.
But did you think this was Conor character Conor playing up, or is this Conor with substances? Was this a calculated Conor, or
I'll say this the same thing about this video of Conor, right? They're all saying the video of him partying is kind of wild. He's with his wife. Right, they're shaking it up at the club, which is cool.
So here,
right? Because we all thought it wasn't his wife initially.
Yeah,
Miss D. Devlin.
Yeah,
right. And he does this really cool action where they're shaking it up in the club. He's got his phone on, and then he starts pushing her head down to like All right, I don't know if
We'll play the Conor one first.
Okay.
So here's
the Conor one.
So this is Conor's point of view, right? Or no?
Yeah.
This is someone else.
This is a POV. He's holding the phone.
Oh yeah,
he's sticking his tongue out.
Classic.
He's doing classic finger guns to the camera.
We would do the same thing.
He's a star.
Would we do the same thing?
He shows off his watch.
And then breast.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Do we know who that is?
I don't know who that is.
But it's floating breast for sure. Oh, he
looks like he's reaching.
Looks like he reaches and someone else goes, nope.
John, do you think he was reaching? What do you think?
They look like a reach.
They look like a reach. He's extending his arm.
If it looks like a reach, it smells like a reach, it's a reach.
You know what it is? I think he was reaching and then he was like, oh, I'm filming this. So he took his hand away.
Oh.
I think he realized that, maybe I shouldn't reach for this woman's breast on camera.
Are we trying to say growth from Conor McGregor?
Maybe.
Look at this. Oh.
And then she covers up, and then he pulls the hand away.
Good job, Conor.
I don't know if that was his wife or not, but
here's maybe we can identify that. But here is the funny foot. So Conor had another video of him and his wife.
There was multiple angles.
There's like 800 angles of this, but his personal one, you just see him dancing and hanging out with D, making out, whatever. But then the funny one that John
a couple lovebirds
is where a third party was filming Conor film himself.
That's cool.
And it's this one right here.
It's an inside look.
Conor
He shoves her head
shove
down.
his wife's head down to get a better angle.
Yeah, and then they kiss. I think that's pretty romantic. I did that with my wife a little bit, but I'm not Conor McGregor, so she got a little mad at me when I pushed her head down.
Yeah, I did that to my wife, and then she broke my ankle. What?
But
Okay.
so a lot of people are saying like, he's drunk. He said he wasn't going to be drinking, and he's out here partying. People are worried, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like whether he's drunk or not, this is Conor, yo. This is Roadhouse. This is Dalton.
Oh wait, are
I
we
mean,
sure this is not a scene from Roadhouse? we're prejudging.
The spin-off movie?
Could this have been a spin-off
It could
of
be,
the
it could
Dalton
be.
Roadhouse, the
But
Dalton story?
once again, I feel like this is how Conor McGregor just gets down sober or drunk. He took his shirt off, and now I think he's just dancing. I think he's just burning calories at the club.
I mean, he does look kind of lean.
He looks lean.
He looks lean. Him and his wife look great.
They look great.
They look like they
got great
Their
teeth.
marriage is great.
They look like they're having a nice, fun date night.
But all jokes aside, what do you? Okay, does this change? How about this? Does this change your thoughts about the fight with Michael Chandler and Conor a little bit? Or you're kind of
feel
like, no, he was probably.
I
gonna
feel
do
like this is what he might do already. Like this is just what he's kind of always been doing.
that. I don't think he was doing this before Dustin Poirier. I don't think he was doing this before freaking Marcus Brimage. You think he
Okay.
was pushing D's head down? D was fucking working to pay the bills.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true.
you're saying
It looks like it's a young couple who's enjoying life.
yeah, or reigniting their flame, their marriage.
Yeah, you got to spend quality time and shove your wife's head down to your penis, dude.
But also mostly for a social clip.
Yeah, I don't know if that was just like good PR. Just keeping, or maybe he's hyping up the fight.
Yeah.
Maybe this is like the new type of like mental warfare that fighters do.
Yeah.
Where they make it look like, oh, I'm wild,
Partying.
I'm partying. I'm not taking it seriously.
The Ryan Garcia playbook.
Maybe this
could be the
maybe
Ryan
he's
Garcia
taking a page
playbook.
out of the Ryan Garcia playbook.
Damn, I didn't even think of that. And he's been talking shit about Ryan Garcia.
If Conor comes out and starts saying he's gonna save the kids, then we know we know what's playing. We know what he's trying to do here.
Dude, if he's in an interview and he starts singing and dancing,
Yeah. Yeah, sings like an Irish jig or something.
dude, yeah. So I don't know.
I feel like this is just Conor.
This is just Conor. Am I a bit concerned? Maybe.
I think no matter what,
'Cause
him fighting again, we should all be concerned. We should all take it with a grain of salt, right? Because he's a multi hundred millionaire.
Oh my God.
So once again, they always say it's hard for you to pick up getting into a fight camp if you're waking up in silk sheets. That's what they'd be saying.
Who says that again?
A lot of fighters, a lot of boxers. I don't have silk sheets, so I wouldn't know. My thread counts
Usually-
double digits.
When
Dude.
you sleep 12.
Yeah, it just
Honey, you got the cardboard.
we sleep in
Time to go-
potato sacks, dude.
Dude. Shot. All right, another news article. Mike Tyson suffers medical emergency during flight to Los Angeles. Paramedics board plane upon landing.
The Conor story didn't worry me, but this worries me.
Give me a little more. What do you mean by medical emergency? Did he pass out? What happened here?
Dude, have you ever been on a plane where?
Hey, definitely been on a plane.
That's it.
Dumbass.
Have you ever been on a plane? ... Have you ever been on a plane where they have a medical emergency on board?
Once, yes, and my flight got turned around on the way to Japan back to Hawaii.
No way.
That was during my
It's a little
honeymoon.
scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're like, what's going on? What was the medical emergency?
Someone in first class, I think, passed out. I was next to two nurses, military nurses. They got up. Everyone's trying to help the guy. Honestly, I think he was fine, but we still had to turn around.
Yeah.
On the pilot, if the guy does die, it's on the pilot.
Oh, really?
I think it's all on the
liability
pilot.
thing?
So the pilot's like, fuck it, we got to go back, and that's a big deal because from what I heard, the airline has to then refund everyone, house everyone, and buy everyone new flights. So that's a lot of money that's on the pilot. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't see anything happen. The guy just kind of was just like, oh, I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
Couldn't breathe. We're going to Japan. Relax.
Yeah. There's no good movies on the flight. Probably.
So what happened here?
So apparently he just, I don't know. I wasn't there. But paramedics, when they enter
man.
the plane,
I know that.
when paramedics enter the plane, that's a big deal,
Yeah.
right? And he's also 57 years old, and he's getting ready to fight a 28-year-old Jake Paul. I don't even know if he's 28. He might be actually younger. But Jake Paul, he tweeted something, and he says, I don't think it's real. I think this is just publicity. I think this is just talk. It's just kind of the Ryan Garcia method. I think this is just what everyone's playing. I don't
You
think that's
Mike
true.
Tyson just does like every flight he just has a medical emergency? Or we're like, all right, Mike.
Nah, he might have had it said apparently he had an ulcer flare up. I don't know what that means.
That means you're 57 and shouldn't be fighting Jake Paul.
But
Or Ryan Garcia method.
it could be. It could be all the above.
Yeah.
But it is worrisome because of his age and, he's fighting fucking Jake Paul.
Yeah, man.
But it all goes back to what we're thinking. Is this guy really going to fight a 57-year-old Mike Tyson?
Who just had a medical emergency.
And it's going to happen. Because
I mean, there's so much money on the line. Of course
yeah, they booked out, the Cowboy Stadium? Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
Do you think this is going to change the fight? Do you think he's entering the fight in a bad spot?
You know what? Just like Conor, I'm going to say he's been doing this before every fight. This guy's been getting, old. He's just old before every
He's
fight.
an old guy. Okay.
He's an old guy.
I think that's a bad take.
It is a bad take. And I'm a lot more nervous now for Mike Tyson because honestly, it's like, I don't mind if he loses, but I don't want to. Look, I don't mind if he gets knocked down. I just don't want Mike Tyson to get fucking brutally knocked out.
I don't want to see him get knocked down.
I don't mind it because there's a way he comes back and goes pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But getting knocked out brutally is.
Oh, dude, it is just truly a lose-lose for Jake Paul. If he knocks out Jake,
I would say it's a lose-lose win. The win is the money.
Yeah, but I'm sure Jake Paul not fighting for money. You think he is? Or you think he's really trying to legitimize himself as a boxer?
I think he's happy that he's going to be the first boxing fight on Netflix. I think it's that. I think it's more of that legacy entertainment stuff.
Yeah, it's like big business. He has the draw to be able to get a fight with Mike Tyson.
That's insane.
And people are gonna watch it. Some elder abuse fight.
God. All right. Well, we'll see what happens with that.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
This is making me feel nervous about.
I
the
hope
fight.
Mike Tyson this wasn't anything too serious. You said an ulcer, so maybe just eat more. Maybe just don't intermittent fast. Some people can't intermittent fast anymore.
He's cutting weight probably. The altitude. He probably just got lightheaded.
Wait, does he have to be at a certain weight?
I have no idea what their stipulations
That's
are.
interesting. Because that sucks.
I'm sure he's leaning out.
If I'm Jake, I say open weight. Open weight class. It's fine. Because Jake looks too. Have you seen Jake Paul?
If Jake
230,
yeah, he looks heavy.
He's scary.
If he knocks out Mike Tyson, everyone's gonna hate him even more.
Yeah.
Right.
Or it also secures him more fights. So they'll hate him, and like I bet Bisping comes down and fights him.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I don't want to see that either. All right, let's change up.
Man.
This is getting really.
What a bummer.
That is a real bummer, man.
Yeah, it makes
we're
it
having
up,
so much fun with Dalton.
Yeah.
And Conor McGregor pushing his
Northwest.
wife's heads down Northwest.
See, that's a
Kanye's
fun
kid.
story.
Now we just made it sad.
This is a sad story, dude.
Guys, hey, Michael, the editor, just put maybe like zoom up on Nick, black and white,
Sepia maybe.
and just pick sad story time.
Put
with
some
Nick.
eye drop and some water teardrops right here.
All right, let's get to more sad news or good news, depending on who you are, depending on what camp you fall on. But apparently, there's a clip that Stipe put out of him training.
Hitting them pads.
Let's play this clip for everyone to see at home. So Stipe is just hitting some Muay Thai pads.
How do you think he looks on the pads?
So I know that Jon Jones.
Sigh.
I know Jon Jones reacted to this. I don't know what he says. I'd love to get your answer. But my initial thoughts are: look, the guy, if he's posting it, he's just having some light pad work.
Yeah,
just moving around. Could be a warm up. Who knows? We're at the end of the last round. We're just moving around, getting our feet, warmed up. But if this is him actually hitting pads, kind of slow.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It looks stiff. How about the word is maybe he's always been kind of a stiff guy, right?
Yeah.
But looks kind of stiff.
It's just Stipe hasn't fought in a really long time.
Like what, 14 years or something like that?
Since Ngannou, 14 years. No,
Dude,
not 14
since
years.
Ngannou, Ngannou has fought
Like
2 boxing fights already.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Like, it just.
What are the comments?
He doesn't look that good.
Are the comments mean?
And I could see why people are like, "Oh no, we'll see what happens." But the story that we saw was Jon Jones talking about how he's not buying it either. He's not.
Oh, so Jon Jones is saying like, he's kind of trolling.
Yeah, he might be like
Ryan Garcia. Why is everyone doing the Ryan Garcia?
I'm telling you, there's
move,
a theme. There's a theme. But it could also just be him hyping up the fight too, to say, no, this is going to be a big fight. He's the heavyweight GOAT. and I need to take him out to prove my worth because he obviously wants to fight him and not Tom Aspinall. Because Tom Aspinall in the news has been saying Jon Jones trying to duck me, yada yada yada, and then Jon Jones will have these giant like these paragraph tweets, which is did they extend that? I thought it was 140 characters.
I think he pays extra for it.
Twit longer is that a thing still?
Tweet longer.
Tweet longer.
Twat longer.
Twat longer. So it's like. I don't know. I think he just really wants this fight, and Stipe is doing his part by posting up some videos of him training, saying, "Hey, I'm getting ready for Jon Jones, baby."
Yeah, I mean,
if they fight, what do you think the outcome would be?
Well, what
Stipe
I
Jon
want,
Jones.
or what?
No. What you think? Like, what do you really think is going to happen?
You know what?
Do you think Jon Jones goes out there and just smokes Stipe?
Yeah. Honestly, at a time, I would have said it would have been a lot closer. Jon can't handle the weight, and like, or
you have more question marks, right?
A lot more question marks. Not even because of this. Honestly, more question marks after I saw Jon Jones obliterate Cyril Gane with so much ease.
Yeah.
And I feel like the same thing can happen. Like, look, just already watching that fight with Jon, Jon moves so quick.
He's good.
He's so quick, and
he's the GOAT for the reason.
We've known Stipe to be, you know, he's like he applauds, right?
Yeah.
Great, amazing fighter, great heart. Legend, but like even at his peak, I always felt like he moves like a heavyweight.
And also in MMA, right? The cliche saying is, "It's a what have you done for me lately?" sport.
Sure.
So when you look at Stipe, his last fight, he got knocked out pretty badly by Francis.
Yeah.
And even in that fight, he didn't seem like he had big moments, except for that one exchange where he hurt him and then gets KO'd right after.
Yeah.
So that's fresh in everyone's mind. And the fact that he's 41, he has maybe a 2 to 3 year layoff. So I feel like a lot of people are like, man, I don't know if we want to see this fight. But I don't know. I think if they do it like MSG, it will be a big fight just because of the two names. But I don't know if it'll be a competitive fight, is what I think.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think Jon Jones is that guy.
I think Jon Jones is him. He is Himothy.
Himothy.
He is Max Holloway knocking out Justin Gaethje that night. But that's Jon Jones his entire career.
Yeah.
But I will also say we cannot count Stipe out.
No, you can't.
There is a chance that this dude just fucking sleeps him.
But I would say Jon Jones is in a different league in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And I feel like when we see pad work like this, it kind of proves it.
Or
because remember when Jon Jones was preparing for his fight and you saw him all heavy and he was hitting pads?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, he looks slow.
Slow.
But like he's still crispy though.
Yeah.
He's still crispy. And you can't pad work doesn't really tell you the whole story either.
And I don't even think this fight is on the ground or standing up. I think this fight goes to the ground. I'd be curious to see what Stipe looks like on the ground.
I feel like which way Jon Jones wants it, he could have it in the fight.
But I bet Stipe wants it standing up. Do you agree?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I would say so. Oh, I don't want to see. I don't know if I want to see this fight.
Yeah, I
really want to see Tom Aspinall against Jon Jones because I do think they're the best heavyweights.
I know David doesn't really care for that. He thinks Jon Jones do this, you're good. I think if Jon Jones has to fight Tom Aspinall next, if Tom Aspinall wins his next fight, and I think that cements Jon Jones as the greatest of all time if he wins that, because that is so many. He's literally since he's been in the UFC, he's cleared out so many decades of stars.
Yep.
No one can match it. I don't think Anderson matches it. I don't think GSP matches it. I don't think Khabib matches it.
And Tom Aspinall's the next gen.
That's like next gen.
He's the most talented heavyweight in that division.
Yeah.
Right? He has the highest upside. And
John beats him?
And I feel like he can. That's a very winnable fight for him. Like
absolutely.
But is it a dangerous fight for him? Is it more dangerous than the Stipe fight? Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. But I think Jon Jones is talking about resumes. That's what he's really saying. He keeps bringing that up. Where's Tom Aspinall's resume?
Yeah.
Look at Stipe's resume. And I think there's some truth to that, but I think a lot of the true fans really want to see Stipe. I mean, they really want to see Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall fight.
Oh, yeah. And I feel like even, it's kind of like, look, I get what Jon Jones is doing, but I feel like if you're Jon Jones, fight a fucking Tom now, not later. Because it's kind of like, I think of like Mayweather fighting Canelo, right? Yeah. It's just like Mayweather's so good at timing it out.
But it seems like they are moving forward with the Stipe fight. That's what it seems like.
That's 100% happening. Apparently the money for that is ridiculous. I saw on a tweet somewhere, or an X. Is that what you call it, an X?
Twit longer.
It's really called Twit Longer? Okay. All right, speaking of Jon Jones, here's a clip from Rampage on the Jackson podcast, a neighboring podcast not too far from here. How do they get all these fighters on the podcast? I don't know.
Because of Rampage, that's why.
Yeah, I need to make sure Rampage is to get on here. Someone tweet Rampage or tweet longer on him.
We're competitors with him. He's not going to want to come on.
He's going to come on.
Yeah,
He's going to come.
We'll get him on, dude.
Let's play it. Here we go.
Without due respect, I got to tell y'all something. Pretty soon, there's going to be some news about Jon Jones. It's going to be really big, and it's going to shock the whole MMA community. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Fuck. I want to cancel this shit so we can tell them.
Is Rampage the Cat Williams of MMA right now?
I think he is. I think he's going to expose the industry.
He's like, he's going to get exposed. But it is a big cliffhanger. It's like, what are they going to say about Jon Jones?
This was a while ago, right?
What's the news that's going to come out?
Do you think the news that Rampage was holding, and maybe because it's kind of an old clip, that it was like Jon Jones is fighting Stipe at MSG?
But it's as of May 24th.
Interesting.
This clip.
No, the clip, but like, wasn't freaking Cheeto on like a while ago?
I think they do multiple podcasts. You're in the podcast business.
So are you.
Does that sound normal?
Man, what do you think it is?
Because look,
shocking news.
But it's like we've heard so much about Jon Jones. Like, what could possibly top the news that he's been in? He hit 2 pregnant ladies in a car.
He tested for every drug.
Right? Like the domestic violence stuff.
Oh, what if it's been crazy? Like, he's trans.
I doubt that. I doubt that's what that is.
Shocking news.
I could find, like, realistically, if there was a story about how Jon Jones is like suspected murderer of somebody, like he killed somebody.
Oh, I could. Oh, I wasn't even going there.
He's like under investigation because I feel like Jon Jones might have some bodies in his backyard.
I can see that.
You know what I mean? Like,
because the way that, first of all, why does Rampage know so much inside news about Jon Jones?
Small community, MMA community. I'm sure people talk. They know what's up. And who has his ear to the ground better than Rampage Jackson?
Yeah. Especially with all those Jackson necklaces. Necklace eyes.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know. What do you think it could be? What were you thinking?
I was honestly thinking, like, is he like gonna fight someone? Like, I don't even know. Like, when the way Rampage said that, so I'm like, is Jon Jones in trouble? So the first thing goes like he's in trouble. Because, like, fight announcement, nothing else is exciting other than it's Tom Aspinall or Stipe Miocic. There's nothing interesting there unless Francis comes back. So for me, I'm ruling out like anything MMA fight related.
Yeah.
So now
I don't think it's going to be MMA fight related.
I think it's something about his personal life.
Yeah.
And then you saying murder doesn't seem far-fetched.
Yeah.
Far-fetched.
Or what if he's doing some Epstein stuff?
Oh my!
Like Diddy.
No,
Dude.
what if it's a Diddy situation?
No, I doubt it. That's
crazy.
That's fake news. That's fake news. We're just speculating, okay?
A lot of silly speculating. All right, let's move on to the next piece of news. Most annoying person on the roster. This is from writer Thomas Albano from MMA News. MMA fans roast Joaquin Buckley for claim he would KO prime George St. Pierre.
Joaquin Buckley's been in some hot water recently. Ever since that tweet, that post-fight, call out of Conor McGregor, everybody was like, that was the worst fucking call out I've ever heard.
Chael Sonnen said that. Daniel Cormier's called that out. Michael Bisping. Yeah. So a lot of, and you know who else called it out? David So. And
talk about that. Let's talk about this.
David's not here to defend himself, but dude, David got a lot of heat for saying, which I thought was, pretty normal thing to say.
We all collectively got a lot.
We're like, hey, Joaquin Buckley, what a terrible call out. Why didn't you call Ian Gary or someone else that you can secure the fight with?
Yeah.
That was essentially the meat of it.
Mm-hmm.
That clip went viral.
One of our most viral clips.
Most viral clips out there.
Mostly just fueled with hate and racism.
Dude, if David had a stamp card for how many times he's been called chink, he can get 2 free bobos.
Yeah.
That's insane. Chinaman.
But David, you said David was going on his Instagram and clapping back at all these people.
David clapped back,
Yeah.
And David's so fashioned. Guess what? David always wins.
He's really good at roasting. I don't think you want to test this guy. Once he goes on your profile and
you're done.
Yeah, he sees a picture of you. You got your own picture of yourself? Oh, he's coming after you, bud.
Dude.
Yeah, you got a weird like twitch in your eye. He's coming after that.
Oh, game over. Game over.
But Joaquin Buckley's
though,
been talking mad spicy. He's calling everyone a hoe. He's talking.
I think he called Bisping and Daniel Cormier a hoe.
Yeah, and Chael. He was like, you guys are all a bunch of hoes, which I feel like is kind of mild, but it's pretty
kind
fun.
of mild.
Calling someone a hoe is kind of disrespectful.
Calling those 3 specific people a hoe, hilarious. Because that's just a bunch of old dudes from the Mount Rushmore of MMA.
Yeah.
That's calling like George Washington a hoe.
And they've been in some of the biggest fights of all time.
Yeah.
And they know how to sell fights. They know how to.
They get it.
Yeah, they've been in the machine.
But dare I say, I take a step back and I look at the macro picture.
Okay. Joaquin
Buckley, are you pulling a Ryan Garcia? Is Joaquin Buckley trolling us, getting Thomas Albano from MMA News to write an article about it, for us to talk about this? Is he creating headlines? Are we the silly gooses? And he is the bald eagle.
Well, he knows, like, I feel like this dude has understood the whole marketing side of MMA.
Ever since he knocked out Homie and then people did rap songs about him.
He rapped, wait, what?
He's in a Kanye West rap song.
Is he?
He's in Northwest of Lion King's dad's rap song.
Shut the fuck up. What rap song?
I forgot, but apparently, yeah, Kanye talked about the KO.
No way. The spinning back kick to the face?
The spinning back kick.
That was a pretty crazy KO.
Wow.
But, like, you would see all these clips of Joaquin Buckley trying to pick fights with, like, Darren Till.
Right.
Just talking shit to everyone on like, and he brought out, remember Detroit Urban Survival guy?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
He
yeah.
brought him out to corner him, and that, like, brought a bunch of news. So he knows how to get attention in the MMA community. Yeah.
He's a smart guy.
And, whether he wants to be the heel or not, it still helps him get people to watch his fights, whether they want to see him lose or win. He might be doing the Colby Covington play.
Honestly,
he might just be going straight heel.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think I need to take a step back and let me see what the guy does.
Well, it's working because we're talking about him. Everyone's shitting all over him.
Yeah.
But
and he got people, and he's also got people defending him.
Yeah.
Like our situation. So Joaquin is, I think he's doing it right, actually. Like, he's doing what
he's winning fights, which is most important.
Yeah.
He went to this new weight division at 170, which he looks really good at.
Looks good.
And I feel like a lot of people were writing him off because they just want to see him lose anyway.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's actually beating top guys like that Uzbekistani guy.
Yeah.
Right? Nurulstan.
Yeah.
When we all thought he was going to get beat up.
That dude's like,
he was a big underdog in that fight, and he went out there and won. So,
call your shots.
Dude, I think it's going to help him get bigger fights.
Roast other people. Like, here's what Joaquin Buckley put on X. He said, "Not gonna lie, if me and GSP fought at the same age, 30, I'd knock out the GOAT. To be honest."
Ooh,
crazy statement. Ooh. You know what gets us angry? We're gonna protect our GSP.
That's our guy.
But also, making us talk about you.
Exactly.
He gets it, man.
So, what do you think? Do you think he's gonna get a big name next?
No.
Really?
I think he just fought that guy who wasn't ranked, even though we all.
Because I think Joaquin Buckley in the top 15, right?
Is he?
I think he might.
No, he definitely is. He 100%.
He's for sure in the top 15. Yeah. And if we pull up the rankings, let's see where he's at.
What is he?
170.
170.
Okay, so he's number 11.
So he's ahead of Michael Page.
Hey, it'd be a good fight? Him and Sean Brady. Sean Brady's coming off a loss, or he's coming off a win, I believe. Right? He looked pretty good. Sean Brady's number 8. Everyone else in the top 5 is pretty much booked up. Besides,
is Gilbert Burns booked?
I don't think he is, and I don't think JDM is booked. Colby Covington's calling out for fights against Charles Oliveira, so that's interesting.
And yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And then now we didn't talk about this, but Michael Venom Page is booked to fight Ian Machado Gary. At UFC 303. That's a fun.
That's a good
fight. And we kind of wanted to see that fight. We talked about that matchup wise. So that's a fun fight.
Because we said we did not want to see MVP fights that Wonder Boy, whatever.
Yeah.
But Ian Machado Gary, very good.
It's a good style matchup.
Very good matchup. Very important in division in terms of who gets into the upper echelon. Dare I say, hey, Joaquin Buckley, keep talking your shit, keep making headlines, and you wait for the winner of Ian Machado Gary and MVP.
Because I don't think Gilbert Burns is booked. There's a world where he fights Joaquin.
Yeah, but I don't think Joaquin would he want that. Gilbert Burns, like Gilbert Burns to me is he's a people's guy. Where it's like, I think Joaquin wants to make traction.
But if he wants babyface, I mean, if because Gilbert is he's like a babyface guy, right?
Yeah.
And then if he's going heel, that's a perfect matchup for him. He could talk all this shit. I don't know what he would say about it.
That's why it's tough. I feel like I really do feel like Joaquin can get into it with Ian Gary, and we'd probably cheer for Joaquin.
Oh man,
that's why. That's maybe he waits. I don't know.
Opportunity maybe.
We'll see. Or he fights Neil Magny. They talk mad shit.
Poor Neil Magny, dude.
Magny just.
But yeah, maybe Sean Brady. That'd be a fun fight. I think.
Yeah.
That'd be a really fun fight.
All right, and then a final piece of news. I love this. Nick found this somewhere. Explain, Nick, on Reddit.
So Bloody Elbow reposted a video that we did, titled "Is Dustin Poirier the best UFC fighter to never be champion?"
And it's a video that Nick was the host for, and we had, it was a video essay about Dustin Poirier, talking about his life and answering the question: is Dustin Poirier the best UFC fighter?
Because I love DP. He's one of my favorite fighters
Love
to
him.
watch.
Best fighter.
He's probably in like my top 5 of people that I like watching interviews of, and I always root for Dustin Poirier, and I always want to see him get a W.
Yeah.
So it was just fun to do this video because, we want to show him
Fans.
some love, right? And then Bloody Elbow tweeted this, and Dustin the Diamond Poirier retweeted it and says, chill, I ain't done yet, cuh. I didn't know he was a Crip. I didn't know he was a Crip.
This was on September 2023. I didn't even know Dustin responded to our video.
So that means he hates our video, dude. He probably saw the video and was like, these fucking assholes. These guys are over here
Who's
talking
this
shit.
Nick the ear.
And he's going to go out there, hopefully, and prove us wrong
I hope he does.
at UFC 302.
The weird thing is we weren't against him in the
Yeah.
video. We just had a spicy YouTube title.
But it's the title.
It's the title.
See, this proves that
Titles work. We got freaking
Headlines work.
Dustin Poirier to respond to our video.
And it's a fun response, too, because he didn't say we're a bunch of idiots, which he totally
But
could have.
he just said "cuh."
He said, I'm not even done yet. And he's not.
Cut.
And he has a really good shot
At
becoming champ.
Of us having to change the title of that video.
3 for 3.
We will have
Or
to
have to do a new video.
a new video about Dustin Poirier.
How
We're
we
gonna
were
just start
wrong.
a brand new channel only talking about Dustin Poirier. That's what's gonna happen.
It was pretty interesting, and I was
yeah.
like, I can't believe this.
That's so funny that has popped up now. If you haven't seen the video, actually, it's a pretty good video. Watch it right here, Michael. Anyways, speaking of Dustin Poirier, let's just get into it, baby. UFC 302, Islam Makhachev versus Dustin the Diamond Poirier, Mr. Uncle Gilly.
You think he's going to jump a guillotine in this?
First round guillotine done.
Nah, brother, come on.
Bro, don't brother me.
Brother.
Anytime there's a Dagestani in the presence on the computer screen or in person, you change a bit.
I do.
You kind of code switch, kind of like how some dudes see like homies talking like, yo, what up, dog? And everyone starts talking about what up, dog.
You ever see that clip that's going viral where I think he's like a Muslim dude, and he goes, brother, ew, brother. Have you seen that video?
Oh, what is that?
I don't know. It's just him saying, brother, ew, and it's just going all around the internet. It's
What
just
does
so
that
funny.
mean? What's the context?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying to understand why it's funny.
It's just a funny clip of a guy saying, brother, ew.
Like, but English.
Yeah, English.
Oh, okay,
Muslim,
okay.
a Muslim guy.
Brother.
Brother. But it's just fun saying brother.
Yeah,
brother.
I like
brother.
saying bruv. Bruv.
Oh yeah, that's too UK, dude. That's
My
not.
bitch,
That's not
yeah.
Dagestani. That's not in their vernacular. But have you? Okay, so my favorite thing is watching the UFC embeddeds. Watching
I'm on episode 2. I haven't caught up.
Like it's just funny because the way Islam speaks, he's like, brother, I'm gonna play prank now. I'm gonna play prank on my friend.
Oh, it was when they did it to their manager?
And he took a crab and he put it in the guy's. And I was like, this is just a fun, wholesome time. Like just watching those Dagestani guys just mess around and be funny with each other. I could watch that all day.
They're like Vitality TV. They should be streamers. They should be like 24/7 live streamers just pranking people.
Just them training and
pranking innocent people in public.
putting crabs on people's shirts.
Hey, bro, you got crabbed, bro. Hey, did you see that? Didn't they also throw their manager in the pool? Like Habib and did you see that?
Ali Abdul Aziz.
Like,
Yeah, they punk them. They punk them all the time.
They love pranks.
Yeah, they're.
These guys love
I think we
pranks.
get along with them if we all hung out.
I agree. How do you want to do this? Do you want to start at the main event or what?
Let's start at the bottom of the fight card and let's make our way.
Okay, let's go quick. So I think people really want to hear it.
Okay. So
Undercard.
keep going up.
Mickey Gall still in the game. Shout out to him.
He's underdog here.
Okay.
Nico Price, Alex Morono. That's a fun fight.
That's a
so
fun
like you may it may not have the best like quote unquote superstars, but I think matchups is what the UFC's been doing such a good job on, like style wise. Like they're gonna make bangers of fights. Nico Price and Alex Morono is gonna be a fun one, just because they both bring it. And
I'm gonna have to go Nico Price.
I think I'm gonna go Alex Morono. Yeah,
I'm going for the underdog, Nico. I like your tall, lengthy body.
Okay,
welterweight.
that's what you're gonna say. Okay, I'm gonna go Alex Morono on that. I think he can get the W on that. Phil Rowe, Jake Matthews, also a good fight.
Yep.
Jake Matthews is.
I thought he was Aussie.
Yeah, he's an Aussie guy.
Oh, he is. Okay, that's what I thought.
Jake Matthews is. So Phil Rowe is coming off a loss from Neil Magny.
I remember that. It's really hard to beat Neil Magny, honestly.
But the cool thing about Phil Rowe is like, have you seen his podcast, by the way?
Is he good?
It's really funny.
Oh, wow.
Really
have
good
him
fight.
on? You got to tell me these things, man.
We'll try to get Phil Rowe on if he wants to do our podcast. But I think he's East Coast guy.
And guess what? Picking Phil Rowe then.
Yeah, I'm going with Phil Rowe. I think he competes against like the best grapplers in the grappling circuits. He competed against Gordon Ryan,
And what?
Craig
open?
Jones.
An open?
Just in jiu-jitsu matches.
This guy's a 170. Those guys are
Yeah, bro. And it's like, dude, this guy's got some balls on him, and he's competing with the best guys in the world. So he has the hunger to get better, right? And
Bro, he's
evolving.
He's a grappler, dude. His like last
He could do it all.
fights are all KOs.
Yeah, he's a striker too, but he also is just trying to get his skills up.
He fought Gabe Green.
Very likable dude. I really like Phil Rowe.
I'm going Phil Rowe.
I'm going Phil Rowe.
Let's go.
I like that.
Let's go, Phil.
Go up a little bit.
Yep.
Next one, Grant Dawson, Joe Selecki. Real fun fight.
Joe Selecki is a
Jiu-jitsu guy.
Yes.
I think he's New Jersey guy. Grant Dawson trains that American Top Team. He's one of he's one of DP's training partners. Right. Really good grappler. He kind of looks like American Habib the way he grapples. Really good top control. Joe Selecki's really good on his back, so we're going to see those styles clash. Whenever there's a guy who has really good top control and really good wrestling pressure, I usually lean towards them because you could throw punches, and that's if I'm doing MMA, I would not want to be on my back trying to throw up subs against a guy who has a really strong, dominant top game. So with that alone. And Vegas tends to agree. Minus 410. I think I'm gonna go Grant Dawson. He's really good, even though he lost. I think he got KO'd in his last one.
Yes, he did.
But was it Bobby Green? Was it?
Yes,
Bobby Green.
Right, the Bobby Green fight
In the first round, right? So I'm gonna go Grant Dawson.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Grant Dawson too. I'm more familiar with his work and
Another fun fight. Roman Kopylov,
Yes.
really good striker. Cesar Almeida.
I don't know too much about Caesar.
I don't know too much about Cesar, but Roman Kopylov, real good striking. He did lose to Anthony Hernandez.
And I thought we all had Kopylov
But Anthony
winning,
Hernandez
came out of nowhere.
Anthony
bro.
Hernandez is a dark horse at 170.
He's also very unassuming. His
Oh, I think this is 185. Sorry, 185.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Roman, dude. He's a really good striker.
Love. I think coming off that loss, I think he's kind of like reset. And he's like, oh shit, this ain't no game here.
Yep.
Don't take anyone lightly because I think he was a favorite against Hernandez.
Yeah, he was. He was a big favorite.
Big favorite.
And Hernandez just went out there and just steamrolled.
Nope.
Really good conditioning. Pushed the pace on him the whole time and beat him. I think he TKO'd him.
All right, let's get to the main event.
Nah,
Welterweight opening it up. Randy
Brown. Rude boy.
Versus Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. This guy is like Ukrainian Brazilian.
Is he?
What is his name?
Zaleski?
Zaleski dos Santos.
Elizeu. He's a little older, 37 years old. He's a vet in the game. He's fought a lot of good names.
Why are you ageist?
Dude, come on, brother.
Dude, why
37. He beat Abu Akbar, which is Habib's like cousin or something, or brother,
You're
cousin.
right on that. Whoa!
And he beat Benoit Saint Denis.
What the
2021.
heck? He beat BDS?
He beat BDS.
I thought BDS was undefeated.
But Randy Brown is a really tall dude for 170, really rangy, can knock guys out, and really slick. I'm gonna go Randy Brown. I think
Randy Brown's fun.
he can catch him.
I
think he can catch him standing
He's
up.
also got a podcast as well.
And he just knocked out Solikov.
Dude, Randy Brown.
Randy Brown's pretty good, man.
Yeah, that one.
He's had tough fights, and he's beat a lot of good guys in the division.
I mean, yeah, JDM was tough.
He lost to JDM. And he was doing well against JDM until he got caught.
Yeah.
So I'll go Randy Brown.
I'm going to go Randy as well. Heavyweight bout, we got everyone, David's favorite, Jalton Almeida versus Alexander Romanov.
Dude, Alexander Romanov, when he first came into the UFC and he had a first couple of fights, I was really high on this dude. I was like, this, because he was a really good wrestler, really good top control. He was just suplexing dudes all over the place. But then he kind of hit a skid.
Yeah.
And I think it was because, and he just looks really good. This past couple of fights, he just looks like he just gasses out. He looks like he put on a little bit of weight. He just gets really tired, and he's known for his grappling and his top control. But if he grapples with Jalton,
that's tough. I
feel like he's got more tricks up his sleeve. Jalton is also has fought 5 rounds, and he looks like he could last 5 rounds.
Yeah.
I think he's going to sub Romanov, dude. I think he has the better ground game. He has the better conditioning. I think Jailton.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jailton too, even though he just lost to Curtis Blades.
Yeah, but
everyone was so happy about
his ground game is nasty, though.
Yeah.
His ground game is really nasty.
You know what? I'm going to say it here. I guess you don't. I like watching his fights. I know everyone hates on him.
Well, just because of the Derek Lewis fight, right? Everybody was like, what the hell is this? Yeah, but
that's all Derek Lewis.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, anytime you try to, if you're on top of Derek Lewis and you give him a little space to try to punch him,
he will kill you.
He will get up.
Did you see the last fight?
He'll just stand up.
Did we not see Derek Lewis's last fight?
He'll just
got up, pop.
So it's like, you got to kind of control him and make it boring, and he got the W, but
ooh, look at that
he
name.
also didn't get a lot of fans in that fight, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I think Jailton. I think Jailton Alameda is a good style matchup against Alexander Romanov.
Yeah, I think just the conditioning alone in the grappling department.
Yeah, that's a lot to do with it, man.
I hope Jailton wins this fight, and then he goes full Joaquin Buckley. Just start calling out everybody, dude. Get your name out there. All right, middleweight bout.
Kevin Holland's going back to 185. I think it's a last minute fight too.
Okay, wasn't that something else?
I don't know who it was, but I think Kevin Holland is the late. He's like 4-week replacement.
Yeah.
So I was watching. How do you say that guy's name? Michael Olean. Pull it up, dude.
Michael O.
Mikel. I think it's like Mikel Olesijusic.
Ooh, but say that last name faster.
Olesijusic.
Bro,
that was pretty good.
You sound good.
Thank you. I think I saw Mikel, and I feel like Kevin Holland with his range and his kind of like Randy Brown. I feel like he's gonna snipe him, and I think he could stay on the outside, and maybe 170 isn't a good weight class for him because he looked like he doesn't have a little bit of juice at 170.
But 185, he's so small.
But he did well at 185. I feel like.
Are we just saying that because we're biased? Like, sure, he beat Ronaldo Souza, but did he beat Joaquin Buckley?
Yeah, he KO'd him. He made him look bad in that fight. He made him look really bad in that fight.
One of those interesting body types. You're like, is he better at 170 or 185? Is he more disciplined at 170, or does that little extra juice help him at 185, even though he is a smaller, skinnier dude?
Yeah. Okay, Sean Brady was supposed to fight.
That's who it was. Sean.
Oh no, that's not. That's also just old news. Never mind. Forget what we just said. Forget what we just said.
Anyways,
I'm going Kevin Holland. I think he's gonna piece up Mikel.
Look, I'm always gonna.
Polish Power?
Kevin Holland. No, Polish Power, only one guy, Jan.
Blachowicz.
And
Blachowicz.
Just Jan. Kevin Holland all day. You got to always go for him. He's the guy. He's like, it's hard to root against him.
Yeah.
Because I just want him to get in a nice streak because he's been up and down lately. And I hope this becomes the weight class that he finds his home or goes back to 170 and makes that his home. I just want him to be like top 5 somewhere and just go for it at the
Like,
time.
I was watching Mikel fight Chidi Nujikani. And, dude, they were going back and forth. And both guys got hurt. And then Mikel cracked him.
Middleweight?
Yeah, I think it was at middleweight.
Oh.
Yeah, so he knocked him out. And from watching that style play out, I was like, I think Kevin Holland, this would be a good matchup for Kevin Holland.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Holland will get the W.
All right.
This is interesting.
Man. Also, keep in mind, this card,
It's a fun card.
no, new gloves.
Oh, shit.
We'll talk about that because Islam, brother, not happy with
Oh, yeah.
not happy with gloves.
We'll talk about this.
But new gloves, keep that in mind, guys. This is the debut. UFC is sponsored this podcast.
What if we get, like, all eye pokes?
Dude, if it was all eye pokes,
Yeah.
insane. It looks like you can scrape the eye with the gloves because that little thing.
The hands are like
sticks
this.
out. All right, middleweight bout. This is a great matchup. We got Sean Strickland coming up the loss against DDP against Paulo Costa, it seems like he's been just living at the UFC PI, hanging out with what's his name.
Marab.
Their TV show they've been doing at the UFC PI. Paulo Costa, we were very impressed with his last fight.
Dude,
Looked like a different fighter, looked good, looked tanner, secret juice, doing bits with Nina Drama. You know what?
Plus 200? He's a live dog.
Dude, I'm putting money on that.
I think Paulo Costa's going to win, dude.
Whoa! Sean, that wasn't me. That was Nick Dunn.
I feel like Sean Strickland could definitely outbox Paulo Costa for 5 rounds. I think that's more likely.
Is that what's going to happen, though?
But I think Paulo Costa is really durable.
Hey, sit up or sit down. Pick one.
Sorry, dude. I'm leaning in. Sorry, John. Sorry. I'm rooting.
Dude, you went like this. This is you.
I'm like
John's over here like getting
making
dizzy.
John's
Taking
job
Dramamine.
even harder. I feel like Paulo Costa is obviously a big, strong, muscly dude. He has a similar body type to DDP.
Yes. Yeah, very similar.
Right? But I do feel like striking-wise, Paulo Costa is a little bit more technical, and he has...
Wait, more technical than Sean?
In the striking. Oh, then DDP.
Oh, DDP, sorry.
And, the one thing I worry about is maybe the gas tank over 5 rounds. But I feel like Paulo Costa, that Robert Whittaker fight really surprised me.
That changed my view of Costa.
Absolutely.
In the middle.
It seems like he's taking it more seriously. He's like...
He looks evolved.
And that's what his coaches are saying, too. Is that just UFC primetime embedded hype up? Probably. But I think the proof is in the pudding. For him to have the showing he did against Robert Whittaker, even though he did lose that fight, I feel like style-wise, he could get it. He could eke out a decision against Sean Strickland. But Sean Strickland, he's a weird guy to figure out.
Yeah.
And I feel like in the early rounds, he is going to have a hard time adjusting to Sean Strickland's style. But I think in the later rounds, he could start to pour it on a little bit. Just because of the physicality and just the strength. Because, dude, he's a specimen, this guy.
And I think we've always pinned his identity as a fighter as like this brooding bully.
Yeah.
But this Whittaker fight really showed.
He got game.
Your point was like, oh, this guy's got a full skill set.
Yep.
He actually looks very elusive, light on his feet. Mm-hmm. I really don't know what happened from just these looping, I'm going to charge at you like makers to like, oh, this guy's like pinned, like he's like nailing jabs on Robert Whittaker.
One of the best strikers in the division.
And like so elusive, but he's getting it.
Remember he hit him with that spinning back kick and dropped him?
I never thought that would happen.
Yeah, and it was clean too. He hurt him. And Paulo Costa, before the Robert Whittaker fight, he wasn't that active, right? He wasn't like, he was kind of in and out of injuries, and he wasn't fighting. And everybody kind of touted him as just a guy who talks shit online. Mm-hmm. But then now we see him fight Rob Whittaker. We go, okay, this guy's got some sauce. I think it's a fun matchup. I think it's gonna be a war, dude. 5-round war. I think it's gonna be back and forth, and I think it's gonna be a hard fight to score.
And I don't think Costa, kind of like the Whittaker fight, I don't think he takes Sean down. I think he wants to stand up with Strickland.
I wouldn't want to take Sean down.
And you know what? I'm going to go with you, dude.
I think I'm going to go Paulo.
I can't. I love me some Sean. I think he is very, he's tricky for a lot of fighters, but I'm going to go Paulo Costa. I'm going to have to go on and another X factor in this is that Costa, Sean Strickland usually does well when he like can make fun of someone who doesn't like them, right? He likes Costa.
Yeah.
Did you talk?
Are they fun boys?
I think Nino was asking about like how do you feel about Costa? He's like, damn, that's a funny Brazilian. And like, did you see the? And he talked about this one like one bit that Costa was doing about. Well, I don't know how to say this. Did you see the thing, the investment thing that Costa was talking about?
Nah, is it like an MLM? It's a
no, he was just going like Sean was laughing, was like repeating it. He's like, oh man, this guy's funny. He posted a thing where he was like, yeah, white fat women are like Bitcoin, good investment. They lose weight over time.
He said that.
Something like that, and Sean's like, it's funny.
This is hilarious.
This guy's good at comedy. So I don't know. This might be the year of Costa.
I think
this could be the year of Costa.
When I hear him talk on interviews, I'm like, this guy's very likable.
Yeah,
I want to see him do well, and so is Sean Strickland, but also not sometimes with Sean Strickland. But I do like Sean Strickland overall. I do think if he goes out there and just jabs Paulo Costa's face off for 5 rounds, I wouldn't not be surprised.
And you know what I've noticed with Sean? See, now I want to flip back. We're used to seeing Sean in the news so much.
Yeah,
haven't seen him on the news lately.
He's training.
That's what I'm saying. So
he's getting around.
Even before DDP or even before the what's his name, Adesanya fight, dude was like on so many interviews, so many podcasts, saying so much, getting in hot water online. Haven't heard one word.
Yeah.
Is that also kind of scary? Is that an X factor?
Yeah.
He's just focused.
Yeah.
He just wants to win.
That's why this fight is really hard to predict. Like, I just really don't know how their styles are going to clash and that's the thing with all Sean Strickland fights. Like with the DDP fight, I didn't know how that fight was gonna look, and it kind of was like a weird, scrappy, fight that like you, at the end of the fight you didn't know who really won. Like I think a lot of people had Sean Strickland winning, but like DDP was just running forward, taking shots, and just making Sean Strickland look like he lost that fight.
Yeah.
You know, because I know Dana White was saying he had Sean Strickland winning. I think we said we had Sean Strickland winning too.
I think I had DDP. I think you said you had DDP too. After watching the second time, David was big on Strickland.
Just because of the jabs and the volume he was.
I was big on DDP. I was like, he stole 3 rounds.
But yeah, this is gonna be a really fun fight.
Yeah, I'm excited for this fight. Actually, really, really excited. When they made this matchup, I was like, heck yeah, let's go UFC.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, the main event. Islam, the current champion, Makhachev, pound for pound, #1, brother, versus Dustin the Diamond, called out Nick Dunn on his video essay Poirier, making a resurgence. This is a great fight, and look how this fight. Let's talk about how this fight even happened. Like Dustin Poirier, I don't think was supposed to fight him. The UFC was waiting to see if Justin Gaethje was going to beat Max Holloway, so Justin Gaethje can get a shot at Islam Makhachev. But guess what? Dustin was in the wings, waiting for his turn, and he got his third chance.
Yeah, there was a bunch of reports that with BDSD, if Benoit Saint Denis beat Dustin Poirier, he was going to get a title shot.
Get out of here.
That was like some reports that were coming out.
Wow.
So everything was set up for that. So the fact that Dustin Poirier put out BSD the way he did, it made that fight so fun and so nerve-wracking for everybody.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that fight is finished, everyone's buzzing off Dustin Poirier. He stole the night. He stole the show because that performance was insane.
Ridiculous.
And to see him bounce back after that KO loss and how bad he got KO'd by Justin Gaethje, which hurt all of our hearts, and for him to come back to fight BSD, they were like, and nobody else was able to fight, and he gets fast-tracked into a title shot. That's a fun time. Because he's going like 2 camps back-to-back, which is that makes me a little nervous going in. But
I don't know. Good momentum.
Yeah, that's true.
Good momentum. Look, Dustin Poirier has already been on a couple interviews and some podcasts where he was saying like, dude, even win or lose, I think I'm ready to hang it up.
Yeah.
Right?
Which is pretty crazy.
And people ask, the question comes up like, will he be Hall of Fame? Yes. Even
absolutely.
Without this, I say, Hall of Fame for sure. And
Dustin Poirier's a superstar.
Bro, it's crazy. I'm so happy for Dustin and Max Holloway to see their rise early on when they first fought each other and see how like they're so relevant now. Still 10 years later, amazing.
So cool.
Amazing. Some people, I'm curious about what you think. Some people are comparing Dustin Poirier and Islam Makhachev's record and resumes.
Yeah.
Some were saying Dustin Poirier's
fought the best guys.
Way more juicy.
Yeah. But also too is like, I think when you get a champion or like a fighter like Islam, when they have names like that, I don't think a lot of people want to get matched up with them.
Sure. So it's hard to get fights.
It's hard to get fights. Dustin Poirier gets really entertaining fights with strikers just because, you know, his style wise, it's just such a fun time. And people are like, I feel like I could beat Dustin Poirier, right? Yeah. But for Islam, they're like, maybe I don't want to beat that because he just seems a little scarier, right? Yeah. As far as like skill set wise. But
it is interesting how Islam got to the title fight.
Oh, dude, like he had to fight a lot of guys coming up. But man, Dustin Poirier, I feel like his path to victory is obviously a KO. TKO in the first round.
But you know he ain't going to do that.
First, second, or third round.
He going to pull that ghillie.
Look, if he... maybe he's just going to say he's going to jump the ghillies just to, you know...
Ryan Garcia.
Once again.
The Ryan Garcia method.
Because it's like, dude, if he jumps the guillotine and if he doesn't get it against Islam, because you know Islam is preparing for this. They know they're preparing for guillotines, right? Because the whole Team Eagle, Team Habib fight camp, they're so consistent. They're so thorough in how they prep. Like Bilal Muhammad has been going on these podcasts talking about what it's like to train with these guys, and it's on a whole nother level than any other camp he's been a part of, right? And we saw a big difference from pre-Habib Bilal to post-Habib Bilal. Different mentality, different fighting style, just
different religion,
just everything. Like he just seems way more locked in to the point where I'm like, I think he might beat Leon.
Whoa.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But it's going to be really hard for Dustin Poirier to pull Islam out of where he wants to fight, right? He knows that if he stands and trades with Dustin Poirier, he's putting himself in the fire. And I feel like Islam, he's a pretty elusive striker. Like his hands they're getting better.
A lot better than Khabib, I think.
Yeah, like striking wise, he throws kicks. He has a lot more variety. He has really good clinch knees, right? He could do it all. He seems like more of a complete fighter.
Who did Islam fight last? Oh, Volkanovski, right?
Volk,
Looked
yeah.
great.
Dude.
Looked good.
Crisp, technical, right? But Dustin Poirier, he has to create some chaos because I think that's where he thrives. And with that experience that he has, I feel like that's the leg up that he might have on Islam. Because we've seen Islam get KO'd before, just like we have seen Dustin Poirier from that little right hook from southpaw, right? And that's one of Dustin Poirier's best shots. He knocked out BSD with it. That little falling away right hook. He did that to BSD. He did that to Michael Chandler. So, if there's a shot that's going to put Islam away or hurt him, it's going to be one of those. But I feel like Islam is going to understand that the threat is the stand-up and not engage as much. Yeah, absolutely. I think Dustin has to keep his back off against the cage because once he starts pressing against the cage, then the opportunities for takedowns happen, and then that changes the game. And because the threat of the takedown is always there, I feel like it allows Islam to get more stand-up exchanges. Like he could land at a higher clip, right? So I think Islam Makhachev is going to win, but
Come on, Nick.
But your boy's putting $200 on Dustin Poirier.
Ooh,
I'm putting my
covered
money
all his
on-
bases.
Like-
Honestly, where you put your money is where you think that fighter's gonna win.
We already put the bet in, dude. At
Hey,
plus
How
500.
does one do this? I have to go call Vegas.
Yeah, if you got a homie in Vegas, you could.
Is that what you do? 'Cause
Or you could do, illegal sports betting online. But
Whoa, dude, don't do that.
I don't do that.
That's-
I would never do that.
Insane. It's not
But so, I know some people that do. I know some people who play blackjack on this.
look, dude, stop calling out all of these people, dude.
I think playing blackjack online is fun, dude. With a live dealer,
On an illegal stream.
what a rush!
Yeah, I think I saw that one live dealer. Like, do you see that?
Yeah, he starts talking
Talk
shit.
shit.
He's like, "You broke. That's why you playing poker at 3 a.m. Idiot."
So good. My pick is this was not an emotional pick. No, it is an emotional pick.
It's all
Here's
emotions.
the thing. I still think about the time Dustin Poirier fought Charles Oliveira.
Yeah.
And how frustrated I was during
Yeah,
that fight.
absolutely.
And I can't help not think about that fight with Islam Makhachev
Yeah.
when you're fighting a top tier grappler. Like you look at what Islam did to Charles Oliveira. And then I guess I know it's MMA math, but you can just compare both fights. It's like Dustin didn't have a response to that.
Yeah.
And granted, like the last fight he won against Saint Denis is amazing win, and we all loved it. We were all hyped, but man, there wasn't really grappling exchanges for him to, or at least on the defense. We don't know if anything's changed in that sense.
Yeah.
So, like to your point, he's got to get the knockout.
I think
He's got to
that's
make
the path
a
of
dog
victory.
fight and get a knockout.
Another path of victory is him hurting Islam on his feet and then jumping guillotine.
And if he does that, retire immediately.
But dude, if he jumps the guillotine, like we saw what happened with Habib and Dustin, right? As soon as he jumped that guillotine, he almost finished him. He gets out, immediately takes his back, and chokes him out. So that's the big risk, right? It's like because you can't give up bottom position against
guys,
Islam.
Against these guys.
I don't.
Against
I
that team,
I think but I think they know that. I think they understand what they need to do. And when you hear Dustin Poirier talk about how he's going to fight him, he's like, I'm going to go out there and just put hands on him. I'm going to make him uncomfortable and put pressure on him, and I'm going to make it a dogfight. And I feel like that's where Dustin thrives, and we've seen him do so well in those exchanges.
Yeah.
And if he could negate some takedowns or just to keep the fight standing long enough, dude, I don't care who you are. If that fool touches you on the right spot,
let's go to sleep.
it's a long night. And they know this. They know how dangerous he is on his feet.
I think another thing that Dustin has to hope for in his team is that Islam comes a little bit confident, cocky after the vocal. It's like, let me stand up with this guy.
Yeah.
Got to hope for a little bit of that too.
Yeah.
Because there's a world where Islam goes, I don't want to be in this dogfight. No, thank you. Double A takedown. You cannot stop. Game over.
Yeah.
Then that's it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think my official pick, Dustin Poirier.
Just DP, baby.
Next official pick, Islam Makhachev with a contingency of a $200 bet on Dustin Poirier. We haven't asked David. What do you think David would choose in this fight? Islam, right? David.
I think he might pick with his heart, and I think he might go.
There's
DP.
no way he says deep. He'll. David would say
Islam is just so good, dude.
Yeah.
He's just so. There's a reason why he's the pound for pound best, just because there's just no fat to his game. He's so efficient at like getting. Once he gets people in their spots, it's over.
And then he pranks people with crabs.
He's a fun guy.
What kind of assassin pranks people with baby crabs?
Just right down the neck.
You do ice cubes. I guess in Dagestan, we're putting crabs down people's shirts.
Tarantulas and spiders.
Any final thoughts on this card or leading up to this weekend before we go?
I think we have to.
Are you taking your pick back? What's happening?
No. No matter what, this might be Dustin Poirier's last fight in the UFC.
We got to honor that.
And that's the crazy thing.
Think about that.
He's one of my favorite fighters of all time to watch. And just to hear his story and, man, it's going to be, I might shed a tear if he retires, dude.
Me too. Honestly,
I'm going to shed a tear.
I hope he doesn't do it. I'll be too emotionally hyped, especially if the fight's like a barn burner and he puts his gloves down. I will be emotional. It's crazy to think I've been watching this guy since like
WEC.
Yeah, before I lived in Los Angeles, when I was still in Chicago, just a chubby lad doing pickup artistry.
I remember the That's so lame, dude. You should never admit that. Do you remember that documentary that they did on Dustin Poirier?
Fightville?
Yeah. One of the coolest documentaries.
Watch it.
And it just to see him from that documentary to see now he's one of the biggest stars in the sport. Oh, I just love DP, man. I just hope he gets this W. But I also really liked Islam. So I'm very conflicted.
Yeah, but there's something about Islam has the Jon Jones effect.
Yeah.
It's like you're so great, we want to see you lose. Or Dustin, we're like rooting still. Yeah. Even at the top level, we're still rooting for the dude.
Mm-hmm. Oh, geez.
Well, guys,
this is a great fight.
Make sure you watch this fight. We're going to be watching. We'll be talking about it later. And also, if you haven't seen Fightville, it's okay. Watch Poirier, the greatest fighter to never win a belt, by Nick Dunn.
Scroll down. Let's see what maybe Dustin Poirier commented.
No, dude, he didn't comment.
No, man.
People are just saying, Nick, look, Nick's so inspirational.
All right, dude, let's end the show.
Nick, the comedy king.
Let's end the show.
My boy, Nick, that was great. Dustin Poirier.
All right, guys, that was the Casuals. Thanks for watching the show.
Watch it. All right, guys, we love you very much. Like Nick says, we are the Casuals. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. Subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Who do you think wins it? Dustin, DP, Poirier versus Islam Makhachev. We love you. We'll be back next week for a recap of the fight week. We love you. Peace.
Makhachev.
Makhachev, love you.